Stop what you're doing right now. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take one deep breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good. Now, while your eyes are still closed, I want you to ask yourself a question, not about what you want to manifest, not about your vision board or your affirmations, but this. What if everything you've been taught about manifestation is actually backwards? What if the struggle, the forcing, the endless visualizing, what if all of that is the exact reason it's not working? Open your eyes, because what I'm about to share with you in the next hour isn't just going to change how you think about manifestation. It's going to fundamentally change how you understand the relationship between your consciousness and reality itself. And here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. Quantum manifestation is simple. It's so simple that your mind will reject it. It's so simple that you'll think it can't be that easy. It's so simple that you've been looking right past it for years, searching for something more complicated, more special, more worthy of the struggle you've been through. Let me guess where you are right now. You've tried the vision boards. You've written the affirmations, maybe thousands of them. You've visualized yourself already having what you want. You've raised your vibration with gratitude journals. You've watched every manifestation video on YouTube. You've read The Secret. Maybe you've even tried scripting or the 369 method or manifesting during specific moon phases. And some of it worked a little bit. You got some small things, a parking spot, a free coffee, maybe even something bigger that made you think, okay, this is real. But the big thing, the life-changing manifestation, the relationship, the money, the career, the health, the freedom you actually want, it's still not here, or it came and then left, or it's taking so long that you're starting to doubt whether you're doing it right at all. And here's what I need you to hear. You're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. You're not spiritual enough or not vibrational enough. Dadil, what's happening is this. You're trying to create a new reality while broadcasting the frequency of the old reality. You're trying to manifest from a state of lack while hoping to attract abundance. You're trying to reprogram your conscious thoughts while your subconscious, which is 95% of your operating system, is running the same patterns it learned when you were 7 years old. You're trying to install new software while the operating system remains completely unchanged. What makes this approach different, what makes quantum manifestation actually work, is that we're going to bridge 3 dimensions of understanding that are rarely brought together. Pillar 1, the science of consciousness. This isn't woo-woo spiritual bypassing. This is quantum physics. This is neuroscience. This is bioelectromagnetism. These are measurable, provable mechanics of how consciousness literally creates reality at the quantum level. We're going to look at actual experiments with dates, names, and data that prove your thoughts generate electromagnetic fields that interact with the quantum field of possibilities. Pillar 2, energy self-care as medicine. Your body isn't just flesh and bone. You have a biofield, an electromagnetic field that extends up to 3 feet outside your body and can be measured with squid magnetometers. When this field is coherent, you become a powerful transmitter. When it's chaotic, you block everything you're trying to manifest. We're going to learn practical technology for healing your nervous system and creating energetic coherence. Pillar 3, natural magic. This is the forgotten art of working with the intelligence of nature itself. The Earth has an electromagnetic field. The moon creates gravitational pulls that affect water, and you're 70% water. The elements aren't metaphors, they're real forces. When you learn to align with these natural rhythms instead of fighting against them, manifestation stops being hard work and becomes natural flow. When you bring these 3 together, science, energy, and nature, something extraordinary happens. You don't just change your thoughts. You don't just heal your emotions. You literally shift into a different timeline where the old patterns simply don't exist anymore. Now, before we go any further, I need to tell you something. This content is activational. What that means is that while you're watching this, your energy field is already beginning to shift. Some of you might feel tingling in your hands or feet. Some might suddenly feel emotional. Maybe you'll cry and you won't even know why. Some might feel a sudden urge to change something in your life right now. That's not random. That's your nervous system recognizing truth. That's your higher self saying, yes, finally, Finally, this is what I've been waiting for. If you feel something physical or emotional while watching this, don't ignore it. That's your body telling you something your mind doesn't understand yet. Trust what you feel in your body more than what you think in your mind. All right, let's begin the journey from confusion to clarity, from pattern to possibility, from forcing to allowing. Let's talk about why quantum manifestation is so simple that almost nobody gets it. For the past several years, I've been diving deep into the intersection between quantum physics, neuroscience, and practical spirituality. Not as some mystic disconnected from reality, but as someone searching for truth, whether that truth is found in physics laboratories or in ancient energy healing practices. And what I've discovered is this: the spiritual community and the scientific community have been talking about the same thing in different languages. Consciousness isn't some mystical force separate from matter. Consciousness and matter are two aspects of the same phenomenon. The ancient mystics knew this intuitively. They called it different names: chi, prana, life force, the field, the Tao. Modern physicists are discovering it mathematically. They call it the quantum field, zero-point energy, non-locality, entanglement. But here's the revolutionary part that changes everything. Consciousness is not a product of matter. Consciousness is matter. Your thoughts aren't just happening inside your skull. They're creating measurable electromagnetic fields that extend beyond your body and interact with the fabric of reality itself. This isn't philosophy. This isn't belief. This is physics. And when you understand how this actually works, not just intellectually but experientially, manifestation stops being something you do and becomes something you are. Today, you're going to receive the complete map. Here's exactly what we're going to cover. Part 1, the double-slit experiment, proof that observation creates reality. We're starting with the most mind-bending experiment in quantum physics that proved consciousness affects physical matter at the quantum level. Part 2, the science of the biofield, your electromagnetic signature. Why your heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times greater than your brain, and what this means for manifestation. Part 3, frequency versus intention. Why your emotions matter more than your thoughts. The shocking truth about why positive thinking doesn't work, but emotional coherence does. And now, Part 4, the timeline model, understanding parallel realities. How quantum physics explains why all possible versions of your life already exist, and how to shift into the one you prefer. Part 5, energy hygiene protocol, practical techniques to clear your field. The daily practices that create a coherent biofield and turn you into a powerful manifesting antenna. Part 6, natural magic, aligning with Earth's electromagnetic field. How grounding, the lunar cycle, and the elements amplify your manifestation power exponentially. Each part integrates science, energy, and practice. By the end, you won't just understand quantum manifestation. You'll know exactly how to apply it in your life, starting today. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to learn will challenge everything you thought you knew about who you are and what you're capable of. Let's begin. 1927. In Copenhagen, something happened that would shake the foundations of physics forever. A physicist named Clinton Davison, along with Lester Germer, conducted what would later be called the double-slit experiment with electrons. Here's what they did. They shot electrons, tiny particles of matter, through two slits toward a screen. According to classical physics, those electrons should have created two lines on the screen, like throwing tennis balls through two openings. But that's not what happened. Instead, they got an interference pattern, waves overlapping with each other, creating multiple bands of light and dark. The electrons were behaving like waves, not particles. They were somehow going through both slits at the same time, interfering with themselves. This was already weird enough to break classical physics. But then they did something that changed everything. They decided to observe which slit each electron went through. They set up detectors to watch the electrons, and the moment they started observing, the interference pattern disappeared. The electrons started behaving like particles particles again, going through one slit or the other, creating just two bands on the screen. The act of observation collapsed the wave of possibilities into a single particle reality. Let me say that again, because this is crucial. When nobody was watching, the electron existed as a wave of potential. It went through both slits simultaneously, existing in multiple states at once. But the moment someone observed it, that wave of potential collapsed into one definite state. Consciousness, the act of observation, literally determined physical reality. Niels Bohr, one of the founders of quantum mechanics, said it this way: "Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real." If quantum mechanics hasn't profoundly shocked you, you haven't understood it yet. And here's the question that changes everything. If observation affects electrons at the quantum level, and you're made of quantum particles, and your reality is made of quantum particles, nay, what does your observation, your consciousness, your attention, your awareness do to your reality? What if you've been collapsing the wave function of your life into the same pattern over and over again, simply because you keep observing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions? What if manifestation isn't about creating something new, but about observing a different possibility that already exists in the quantum field? But here's where it gets even more interesting, and this is where most manifestation teaching completely misses the point. Your conscious observation matters, yes, but your emotional state when you observe matters infinitely more, because you're not just a brain observing reality, you're a whole body electromagnetic system, and the most powerful part of that system isn't your brain at all, it's your heart. In 1993, researchers at the Institute of HeartMath discovered something that would revolutionize our understanding of manifestation forever. And that's exactly where we're going next. Let's talk about the science of your biofield and why your heart might be the most powerful manifesting tool you have. Let's go straight to the scientific point that changes everything. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that is 60 times greater in amplitude than the field generated by your brain. In 1993, the Institute of HeartMath, a legitimate research organization in California, began measuring something extraordinary using specialized equipment called magnetometers. They discovered that when you feel emotions of coherence, gratitude, love, compassion, appreciation, your heart enters into a harmonic rhythm. This isn't poetic language. This is measurable data. Your heart rhythm becomes smooth, ordered, sine wave-like. And when that happens, your heart rhythm synchronizes your brain waves, your nervous system, and even your cellular function. The entire electromagnetic field of your body comes into coherence. And here's the part that makes this relevant to manifestation. This coherent electromagnetic field can be detected up to 3 feet outside your body. Some studies suggest it may extend even further. You are not contained by your skin. You are a walking, broadcasting electromagnetic antenna, transmitting your emotional state into the field around you every single moment. The research gets even more specific. Dr. Rollin McCraty at HeartMath found that the heart contains approximately 40,000 neurons, sensory neurites that can sense, learn, remember, and make decisions independently of the cranial brain. Your heart is literally a second brain, and it's communicating with your head brain constantly through neural pathways, biochemicals, pressure waves, and electromagnetic fields. But here's what most people don't realize. The communication isn't equal. The heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. Your heart is leading the conversation. When your heart is in a state of coherence, when you're genuinely feeling appreciation, gratitude, or love, your heart sends coherent signals to your brain. Your brain synchronizes, your nervous system relaxes, your immune system strengthens, and your electromagnetic field broadcasts a coherent signal into the quantum field. But when your heart is in chaos, when you're anxious, frustrated, resentful, fearful, your heart rhythm becomes erratic and incoherent. Your brain receives chaotic signals. Your nervous system activates stress response, and your electromagnetic field broadcasts that chaos into the quantum field. And before you think this is pseudoscience, understand this. Your body is 70% water. In 1999, Dr. Masaru Emoto conducted experiments showing that water molecules respond to consciousness, forming different crystalline structures when exposed to different words, music, and intentions. If thoughts and emotions can alter the molecular structure of water, and you're 70% water, then your thoughts and emotions are literally altering the molecular structure of you every single moment. Here's what few people understand about manifestation. The quantum field isn't listening to your words. It's not reading your vision board. It's not counting your affirmations. The quantum field responds to your frequency. Think of the quantum field like a vast cosmic radio. Right now, it's broadcasting every possible reality, every possible timeline, every possible version of your life, all simultaneously existing as waves of potential. Your job isn't to create a new reality. Your job is to tune in to the frequency of the reality you want to experience. And you tune in not with your thoughts, but with your emotional electromagnetic signature. If you transmit the frequency of anxiety, you tune into experiences that match anxiety. If you transmit the frequency of scarcity and lack, you tune into experiences of scarcity and lack. If you transmit the frequency of "I need this to be happy," you tune into experiences of not having it, because needing something means you don't have it, and that's the frequency you're broadcasting. But if you transmit the frequency of gratitude, genuine, heart-centered, coherent gratitude for what you already have and for what's already on its way, you tune into experiences that match that frequency. If you transmit the frequency of fulfillment even before you have the thing, you tune into the timeline where that thing already exists. Here's the critical part most people miss. You can't fake this. Your conscious mind can say affirmations all day long. But if your heart, your electromagnetic broadcasting system, is feeling the opposite, the quantum field responds to the heart, not the head. It's like trying to tune into 98.5 FM while your radio dial is stuck on 101.3. You can say, "I'm on 98.5" as much as you want. The radio will still play 101.3. So the question isn't, am I thinking positively enough? The question is, what frequency is my heart actually transmitting right now? And here's the difficult part to accept. Most of us have been trained since childhood to be in survival mode. Our nervous systems learn to scan for threats, to prepare for disappointment, to brace for rejection. We learned that joy is temporary and suffering is guaranteed, and that programming doesn't live in your conscious thoughts. It lives in your nervous system, in your biofield, in your heart's electromagnetic signature. That's why affirmations alone don't work. You're trying to override a 40,000 neuron heart system with conscious thoughts generated by a brain that's been trained to doubt. So what's the solution? The solution is coherence, heart-brain coherence, electromagnetic coherence, nervous system coherence. You have to reprogram the heart, not just the mind. And there's a specific, scientifically validated technique to do this. Heart coherence practice, the quick coherence R technique. This is adapted from the Institute of HeartMath, and it takes 3 to 5 minutes. You can do this anywhere. Sitting at your desk, lying in bed, standing in line at the grocery store. Step 1, heart-focused breathing, 90 seconds. Bring your attention to the area of your heart. Not just thinking about your heart, but actually feeling into that space in the center of your chest. Place your hand there if it helps. Breathe slowly and deeply into that area. Imagine the breath flowing in and out of your heart. Inhale for 5 counts. Exhale for 5 counts. Keep it smooth and even. Do this for about 90 seconds until you can feel yourself dropping into your body and out of your thinking mind. Step 2, activate a regenerative feeling, 2 minutes. While continuing the heart-focused breathing, recall a specific moment when you felt genuine appreciation, gratitude, love, or care. Not just thinking, "I'm grateful for my dog," but remembering a specific moment, maybe when your dog looked at you with pure love, or when you were laughing with your best friend, or when you watched a sunset that took your breath away. Re-feel that moment. Feel it in your chest, in your body. Let the emotion be real and present. If you can't access a memory, imagine someone you love and feel the warmth of that love in your heart. Or feel appreciation for something simple. The fact that your heart is beating, that air is filling your lungs, that you're alive in this moment. Stay with this feeling for at least 2 minutes while maintaining the slow, rhythmic breathing. Step 3. Radiate 30 seconds. Feel that coherent emotion expanding beyond your body. Imagine your heart's electromagnetic field extending 3 feet around you in all directions, above, below, in front, behind, to the sides. You are broadcasting this coherent frequency into the field. You are tuning the cosmic radio to this station. D. When to practice. Do this practice first thing in the morning, before checking your phone, before any important conversation or meeting, whenever you notice anxiety, stress, or fear, before doing any manifestation, visualization, or affirmation work. When you do this consistently for 30 days, you'll start to notice something. The things you want begin showing up without you forcing them. Synchronicities increase, the right people appear, opportunities open. Not because you're manifesting harder, but because you've shifted your electromagnetic frequency to match the timeline where those things already exist. Now, before you run off to practice this, there's something crucial I need to tell you about why most people sabotage this process without even realizing it. And it has to do with what's stored in your biofield that you can't see. Let's talk about something most doctors won't discuss with you, but that cutting-edge biophysics has been studying for decades. You have a biofield. In the 1970s and 80s, Dr. Valerie Hunt at UCLA conducted groundbreaking research using high-sensitivity electrodes to measure the human energy field. She discovered that the biofield, the electromagnetic field surrounding your body, has multiple layers, each vibrating at different frequencies. These aren't metaphors. These are measurable electromagnetic frequencies. The biofield can be measured with instruments called squid magnetometers, superconducting quantum interference devices. These devices are sensitive enough to detect the magnetic fields produced by your body, including your heart, brain, and even individual cells. But here's what makes this crucial for manifestation. Your biofield doesn't just broadcast your current emotional state. It stores information. It holds patterns, memories, and traumas, sometimes from events you don't even consciously remember. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, a psychiatrist and researcher, wrote a revolutionary book called The Body Keeps the Score. His research over 40 years proved that trauma isn't just stored in your mind. It's stored in your body and your energy field. When you experience something traumatic or intensely emotional, that frequency gets encoded in your nervous system and your biofield. And here's the problem. If your biofield is holding dense, low-frequency patterns from old trauma, fear, shame, or inherited family patterns, it doesn't matter how many affirmations you say, your biofield is broadcasting that frequency louder than anything your conscious mind can produce. Think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to broadcast a clear FM radio signal, but there's constant static and interference from old recordings playing in the background. The static, the old patterns in your biofield, drowns out the new signal you're trying to send. Dr. David Hawkins, a psychiatrist and consciousness researcher, spent decades studying human consciousness and created what he called the map of consciousness. He measured the electromagnetic frequency of different emotional states on a scale from 20 to 1000. Shame vibrates at 20, fear at 100, anger at 150, courage at 200, love at 500, peace at 600. And here's the key finding. Most people spend most of their lives vibrating between 150 and 250, somewhere between anger and neutrality. That's the normal human baseline. But manifestation, quantum manifestation, requires you to be vibrating at 400 or higher consistently. That's the frequency of reason, acceptance, and love. If your biofield is congested with old patterns vibrating at 150, You can do all the visualization you want. You're still broadcasting 150. And at 150, you're not in the frequency range where quantum possibilities collapse into the reality you desire. The quantum field doesn't judge you. It simply responds to your frequency, always. Tipo 2, explicação conceitual e metáforas, 28-32. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. Manifestation isn't about adding something new. It's about clearing what's blocking the flow. Think of manifestation like water flowing through a pipe. The water, the infinite potential of the quantum field, is always flowing, always available. It never runs out. But if your pipe has debris in it, old emotional patterns, unprocessed trauma, limiting beliefs inherited from your parents, energetic attachments from past relationships, the water can't flow through clearly. Most manifestation teaching tells you to think more positive thoughts or raise your vibration. That's like trying to increase water pressure without clearing the blockage. You're just creating more pressure against the obstruction, which actually creates more stress and frustration. The real work isn't adding more, it's clearing what's already there. Your natural state, your factory settings as a human being, is high-frequency coherence. Babies and young children naturally vibrate at high frequencies. They're curious, joyful, present, creative, trusting. They don't worry about manifestation because they're already in the flow. But then life happens. You experience rejection. You're told no 1,000 times. You learn that the world isn't safe. You absorb your parents' stress and fear. You experience loss, heartbreak, disappointment. And each of these experiences creates an energetic pattern that gets stored in your biofield. Over time, your field becomes congested, dense, heavy. And from that congested field, you're trying to manifest. But it's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a 100-pound backpack. It's possible, but it's exhausting and slow. Energy hygiene, the practice of regularly clearing your biofield, is like taking off the backpack. Suddenly, manifestation becomes natural again, easy, effortless. And here's what's wild. The things you want might already be trying to reach you, but they can't get through the density of your field. It's like having mail delivered to your house, but your mailbox is so full of old junk that new letters can't fit. Clear the field and watch what shows up. But most people don't know how to clear their field. They don't even know it needs clearing, so they keep doing more affirmations, more visualizations, more high-vibe Instagram posts, all while broadcasting a congested, chaotic frequency underneath it all. So how do you clear your biofield? How do you remove the energetic debris that's blocking your manifestation? There are several techniques, but I'm going to give you the most powerful one that you can start using today. Energy Hygiene Protocol. Morning energy clearing, 5 minutes. Before you look at your phone, before you interact with anyone, before you start your day, spend 5 minutes clearing your field. Step 1, grounding, 90 seconds. Stand or sit with your feet flat on the ground. If you can be barefoot on the earth, even better, but it's not required. Close your eyes and visualize roots growing down from the soles of your feet deep into the earth, through the floor, through the foundation, through layers of rock and soil, all the way to the molten core of the planet. Feel the Earth's magnetic field pulling on those roots. The Earth has a heartbeat. It's called the Schumann resonance, vibrating at 783 Hertz. Feel yourself sinking with that rhythm. Breathe slowly. With each exhale, imagine any dense, heavy, stagnant energy draining down through your roots into the earth, where it's neutralized and composted. Step 2, clearing shower, 2 minutes. Visualize golden white light, pure source energy, pouring down through the top of your head like a shower of light. This isn't imagination. You're directing your attention, and attention is how consciousness interacts with the quantum field. Where attention goes, energy flows. See this light filling every cell of your body, flowing through your organs, your bones, your blood, dissolving any energetic debris, any emotional residue, any patterns that aren't yours. Let it flow through your entire biofield, extending 3 feet around you in all directions. See it filling this space with pure, clear, high-frequency light. Any energy that isn't yours, energy you picked picked up from other people, from environments, from situations. See it dissolving in this light. Step 3. Sealing, 90 seconds. Imagine your entire biofield being sealed with a protective layer of light. Not to keep you separate from the world, but to give you sovereignty over your own energy. Set the intention. I am sovereign in my energy. Only frequencies that serve my highest good can enter my field. Everything else is transmuted or returned to source. Feel the strength and clarity of your field. When to practice. Every morning without exception, after being in crowded places, stores, airports, concerts, after difficult conversations or confrontations, before any manifestation practice, whenever you feel drained, anxious, or off. This practice takes 5 minutes. If you can't find 5 minutes to clear the field through which everything in your life flows, then you're not serious about manifestation. You're just hoping it will work while doing nothing to remove the obstacles. Do this every day for 30 days and watch what happens. You'll sleep better. You'll have more energy. Situations that used to trigger you won't anymore. And, this is the important part, things you've been trying to manifest will start showing up, seemingly out of nowhere. Why? Because you cleared the blockage. The flow was always there. You just removed what was obstructing it. Now, we're going to go even deeper, because there's a third element that almost nobody talks about, and it might be the most powerful manifestation amplifier available to you. We need to talk about something that ancient mystics knew intuitively, and modern science is finally proving. You are not separate from the earth. You are electromagnetically connected to it, and that connection affects your manifestation power. The earth generates its own electromagnetic field, the geomagnetic field, that extends thousands of miles into space. This field protects us from solar radiation and cosmic particles, but it does something else that's rarely discussed. It influences human consciousness and biological function. In the 1960s, a German physicist named Winfried Otto Schumann discovered that the Earth has a natural resonant frequency. The space between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere creates a cavity that resonates at approximately 7.83 Hz. This is called the Schumann resonance, and it's often referred to as the Earth's heartbeat. Here's where it gets fascinating. The human brain, specifically when in deep meditative or flow states, also produces electromagnetic frequencies around 7 to 8 Hz in the theta brainwave range. When you're in theta, you're in a highly suggestible, creative, intuitive state. You're accessing your subconscious mind. You're in the same frequency as the Earth. NASA has conducted studies on astronauts in space who are isolated from the Earth's electromagnetic field. They discovered that without exposure to the Schumann resonance, astronauts experience disrupted circadian rhythms, decreased immune function, mental confusion, emotional instability. The Earth's electromagnetic field isn't just around you. It's synchronizing with your biofield, influencing your nervous system, affecting your consciousness. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research using quantitative EEG has shown that when people enter deep meditative states and their brainwaves synchronize with the Earth's Schumann resonance, they report profound experiences of connection, expanded consciousness, and spontaneous healings. But here's what makes this relevant to manifestation. When you're grounded, when your biofield is electromagnetically connected to the Earth's field, you create a circuit. You become part of a much larger system. The Earth's magnetic field is stable, it's ancient, it's powerful. When you plug into it through grounding, you're anchoring your manifestation practice into something much bigger than your individual energy field. Think of it like this. Your personal biofield is like a small battery. It has limited charge. But the Earth's field is like plugging into a massive power grid. Suddenly, you have access to a nearly infinite source of stabilizing, coherent energy. This is what the ancients called natural magic. But it's not magic in the fantasy sense. It's working with the intelligent systems of nature, rather than trying to force reality through willpower alone. Here's what most people don't understand. You're not just manifesting with your thoughts. You're manifesting with your electromagnetic field, biofield, the Earth's electromagnetic field, geomagnetic field, the moon's gravitational influence, tidal forces, the sun's solar radiation, light and energy, The elements, earth, water, fire, air. These aren't metaphors. These are real physical forces that affect your biology, your consciousness, and your manifestation power. Let's talk about the moon specifically, because most people dismiss lunar cycles as woo-woo without understanding the science. The moon creates gravitational pulls strong enough to move entire oceans. If it can pull billions of tons of water, what do you think it does to the water in your body? You're 70% water. Research published in the journal Psychiatry Research found correlations between lunar phases and sleep patterns. People sleep less during full moons. Mood fluctuations. Emergency room visits for psychiatric issues increase during full moons. Hormonal changes. Menstrual cycles naturally sync with 29.5-day lunar cycles. This isn't superstition. It's biology responding to gravitational and electromagnetic forces. Now here's where this becomes practical for manifestation. New moon, planting seeds. During the new moon, the gravitational pull is weaker, but the electromagnetic energy is oriented toward new beginnings. This is when you set intentions, plant seeds, literally and metaphorically, and initiate new projects. Your biofield is naturally more receptive during this phase. The soil of your consciousness is fertile and ready to receive new patterns. Full moon, harvesting and releasing. During the full moon, gravitational pull is strongest. Emotions are amplified. What's hidden becomes visible. This is when you harvest what you've been cultivating and release what no longer serves you. If you've been holding on to old patterns, full moon energy will bring them to the surface so you can see them clearly and let them go. Working with these cycles instead of against them is like sailing with the wind instead of rowing against the current. You're using the momentum that's already there. The same applies to the elements. Earth, stability, grounding, manifestation of physical form. Water, there's emotion, flow, intuition, purification. Fire, transformation, energy, willpower, activation. Air, there's thought, communication, clarity, movement. When you consciously work with these elements, grounding into earth, purifying with water, activating with fire, candles, sunlight, clarifying with air, breathwork, you're creating a holistic manifestation practice that engages multiple dimensions of reality simultaneously. This is what the ancient mystery schools taught. This is what indigenous wisdom keepers have known for millennia, and modern science is finally catching up, proving that these magical practices are actually sophisticated applications of physics, biology, and electromagnetism. Tipo 3. Aplicação prática e exercícios. Full protocol. 48 zeros. So let's put all three pieces together: heart coherence, biofield clearing, and natural alignment. Here's the complete quantum manifestation protocol. The complete quantum manifestation protocol. 15 minutes daily. Phase 1, grounding and earth connection. 3 minutes. Go outside if possible. Stand barefoot on the earth. If you can't go outside, sit with your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Feel the earth beneath you. Remember, the earth has been here for 4.5 billion years. It's stable, it's powerful, it's not going anywhere. Visualize roots growing from your feet deep into the earth. Feel yourself plugging into the earth's electromagnetic field. Take 10 slow breaths. With each exhale, release anything that feels heavy or stuck. Let it drain into the earth. Say, out loud or internally, I am grounded, I am connected, I am part of the Earth's electromagnetic system. Phase 2, heart coherence activation, 4 minutes. Place your hand on your heart. Begin heart-focused breathing. Inhale for 5 counts into your heart space. Exhale for 5 counts. After about 60 seconds, activate a regenerative feeling. Recall a specific moment of genuine joy, love, gratitude, or peace. Re-feel it in your body. Let it be real. Stay with this feeling while continuing the breathing. Feel your electromagnetic field expanding around you, coherent and powerful. You're not trying to force anything. You're simply being in this frequency, broadcasting it. Phase 3, biofield clearing, 3 minutes. While maintaining the heart coherence feeling, visualize golden white light pouring down through the top of your head like a shower. See it filling your entire body and biofield, dissolving anything that isn't aligned with your highest frequency. See it clearing patterns, memories, attachments, and energies that aren't yours. Say, I release all energies, patterns, and frequencies that do not serve my highest good. I am clear. I am sovereign. Dawn Phase 4, Quantum Field Connection, 3 minutes. Now, still in this coherent state, bring to mind the reality you want to experience. But here's the key, and this is where most people get it wrong. Don't visualize it like you're watching a movie of something you don't have. Instead, drop into the feeling of already living it. What does it feel like in your body to already have what you desire? If it's a relationship, feel the warmth, safety, love, connection. If it's abundance, feel the ease, freedom, security, generosity. If it's health, feel the vitality, strength, energy, aliveness. You're not imagining a future scenario. You're tuning your electromagnetic field to the frequency of that reality. And that reality already exists as a wave of potential in the quantum field. Feel yourself shifting into that timeline, not someday, right now. Stay in this feeling for at least 2 minutes. Let it saturate every cell of your body. Phase 5, gratitude and release, 2 minutes. End with deep gratitude, not for what's coming, but for what's already here. Thank you for this body that breathes. Thank you for this heart that beats. Thank you for this consciousness that's aware. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for what's already on its way to me. Then, and this is crucial, release it. Let it go. Don't grip it. Don't obsess over it. Trust that the quantum field received your frequency and is now organizing reality to match it. Say, it is done. I release this into the field and trust the unfolding. Open your eyes, go about your day, act as if it's already done, because at the quantum level, it is. When to practice? First thing in the morning, before checking phone, at sunset, powerful transitional time, during new moon for setting intentions, during full moon for releasing and harvesting. Do this protocol every day for 30 days without exception. Don't skip days. Don't half-ass it. If you want quantum results, you need quantum commitment. And here's what you'll notice. Around day 7 to 10, you'll start to doubt. You'll think this isn't working. That's your old patterns trying to pull you back. Keep going. Around day 14, 18, you'll notice subtle shifts, synchronicities, unexpected conversations, small signs that reality is responding. Pay attention. By day 30, if you've done this practice with genuine coherence and consistency, your reality will have shifted in ways you couldn't have predicted, not because you forced it, but because you became the frequency of what you wanted, and the quantum field had no choice but to match it. Now, before you close this video and rush to start practicing, there's one critical error that 90% of people make that sabotages this entire process. And I need to tell you what it is so you don't fall into the same trap, all right? As I promised earlier, I'm going to reveal the number one error that prevents 90% of people from successfully applying quantum manifestation. And this error is so subtle, so deeply ingrained, that you probably won't even realize you're doing it. The error is this: trying to force the manifestation from a place of lack. Let me explain what this looks like in practice. You do the heart coherence practice. You clear your biofield. You feel the feeling of already having what you want. And then you open your eyes and immediately check for evidence that it's working. You look at your bank account to see if money showed up. You check your phone to see if the person texted you. You analyze every detail of your day looking for signs that reality is shifting. And when you don't see immediate evidence, because remember, quantum shifts often take time to materialize in physical form, what happens? You feel disappointed, frustrated, doubtful. And in that moment of disappointment, what frequency are you broadcasting? Lack. It's not here yet. It didn't work. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I'm not worthy. That frequency of lack is now what your biofield is transmitting into the quantum field. And the quantum field, being neutral and responsive, gives you more experiences that match that frequency. More lack, more waiting, more disappointment. You're essentially telling the universe, I don't have it. And the universe responds with, you're right, you don't have it. This happens because we've been conditioned to believe that seeing is believing. We think we need proof before we can truly believe something is real. But quantum manifestation works the opposite way. Believing is seeing. You have to believe, not just think, but embody the belief in your electromagnetic field before the physical evidence appears. You have to transmit the frequency of having before you physically have. And here's why this is so hard. Your survival brain is designed to protect you from disappointment. It says, don't get your hopes up. Don't believe until you see proof. Protect yourself from pain. That protective mechanism, which served you as a child, is now the very thing preventing you from manifesting as an adult. The solution isn't to force yourself to believe something you don't believe. That's just another form of mental pressure. The solution is to shift from needing the manifestation to preferring it. When you need something, you're in lack. When you prefer something, you're in power. I prefer to have $10,000 in my account, but I'm okay right now. That's a frequency of sufficiency, not lack. I prefer to meet my soulmate, but I'm complete as I am. That's a frequency of wholeness, not desperation. The quantum field responds to the predominant frequency you're broadcasting. If 10 minutes of your day you're in coherence practicing manifestation, but 23 hours and 50 minutes you're in anxiety, stress, and doubt, which frequency do you think is louder? It's a subtle shift, but it makes all the difference between manifesting and blocking. So let's recap what you've learned today, because this is crucial to integrate. First, the science of consciousness. You discovered that consciousness isn't separate from matter. It's the very thing that collapses quantum possibilities into physical reality. The double-slit experiment proved this in 1927, and it's been replicated thousands of times since. You learned that your heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times stronger than your brain, and that when you achieve heart coherence through genuine emotion, your entire biofield synchronizes and broadcasts a clear signal into the quantum field. You learned that your biofield, your electromagnetic field, extends beyond your physical body and can be measured with scientific instruments. This isn't metaphysics. This is biophysics. Second, energy as medicine. You saw how your biofield stores patterns, memories, and traumas, sometimes from experiences you don't even consciously remember. These patterns broadcast frequencies that either attract or repel what you're trying to manifest. You discovered that manifestation isn't about adding more positive thoughts on top of negative patterns. It's about clearing the blockages so your natural high-frequency state can flow. You learned that energy hygiene, daily practices of grounding, clearing, and protecting your field, is as important as physical hygiene. You wouldn't go weeks without showering your body. Why would you go weeks without clearing your biofield? Third, natural magic as physics. You learned that the Earth has its own electromagnetic field that you can consciously connect to through grounding, amplifying your manifestation power exponentially. You discovered that lunar cycles aren't superstition. They're gravitational and electromagnetic forces that affect your biology and consciousness in measurable ways. You saw that the elements, earth, water, fire, air, aren't just poetic symbols. They're forces of nature that you can work with intentionally to create coherence between your inner state and the natural world. When you integrate these three, science, energy, and nature, you're not just learning theory. You're becoming a quantum-conscious human being, capable of navigating and creating reality intentionally. You're no longer at the mercy of random circumstances. You're in co-creation with the quantum field, using the very laws of physics that govern all of reality. Share your biggest insight. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, what was the biggest insight you had while watching this video? Which part challenged you the most? Was it learning about the heart's electromagnetic field, the biofield clearing practice, the connection to Earth's magnetic field? Write it out, because when you articulate your insight, you anchor it deeper into your consciousness, and your comment might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. I read every single comment, and I respond personally to as many as I can. And if you come back in a week or two after practicing the protocol and share what shifted in your life, please do. Your story could inspire thousands of other people on this same journey. Join the quantum consciousness journey. If this content resonated with you, if you felt something click into place, if your body had a physical response, if you suddenly saw manifestation in a completely new way, then subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Every week, I release new videos diving deep into quantum physics, consciousness research, energy healing, and practical manifestation techniques. This isn't surface-level, think positive content. This is the real science and real practice of becoming a conscious creator. We're building a community of quantum conscious humans who are ready to move beyond outdated manifestation myths and into the actual mechanics of reality creation. And you're exactly who this community needs. Share this with someone who needs it. If you know someone who's been struggling with manifestation, someone who's tried everything and is starting to lose hope, share this video with them. Send it to them right now. Sometimes all it takes is one video, one insight, one moment of understanding for everything to shift. You could be the catalyst for someone else's transformation simply by clicking the share button. This information isn't meant to be hoarded, it's meant to spread. The more people who understand how consciousness actually creates reality, the faster we collectively shift into a new way of being. Continue your deep dive. And if you want to go even deeper, if you're ready for advanced protocols and more specific techniques, check out the video that's going to appear on your screen right now. It's called Related Video Title, and it's the perfect next step after what you learned today. Or if you want to see the complete playlist on quantum manifestation, energy healing, and consciousness science, click the link in the description. You'll find everything organized by topic, so you can design your own curriculum based on what calls to you most. Before we close, I need you to hear this. You are not here by accident. The fact that you found this video, that you watched it all the way to the end, is not random. Out of billions of videos on the internet, millions of people creating content about manifestation, thousands of quantum physics teachers, you found this one at this moment in your life. That's not coincidence. That's synchronicity. That's the quantum field responding to a frequency you've been broadcasting, probably without even realizing it. The frequency of, I'm ready. Show me the truth. I want to understand how this really works. And you landed here because some part of you, your higher self, your soul, whatever you want to call it, knows that you're ready for this information. Not just intellectually, but experientially. Not just to understand it, but to live it. Everything you've been through, every disappointment, every failed manifestation attempt, every moment of doubt has prepared you for this understanding. You had to experience what doesn't work so you could fully appreciate what does work. You have within you the power to change your electromagnetic frequency, and when you change your frequency, you change your reality. This isn't magic, it's physics. It's not luck, it's alignment. It's not about being special or chosen. It's about understanding the laws that govern reality and learning to work with them instead of against them. You are an electromagnetic being living in an electromagnetic universe. Your thoughts create fields. Your emotions create coherence or chaos. Your attention collapses possibilities into experiences. You are not a victim of reality. You are a creator of reality. And now you have the knowledge and the tools to create consciously. The universe isn't testing you. It's not withholding from you. It's not punishing you. It's simply responding to your frequency, always, neutrally, perfectly. So the question isn't, when will the universe give me what I want? The question is, what frequency am I broadcasting right now, and does it match the reality I desire? Start with the 15-minute protocol. Do it every day for 30 days. Clear your field. Create coherence. Ground into the earth. Feel the frequency of what you want as if it's already here. And then release it. Trust the process. Let the quantum field do what it does best. Organize reality to match your electromagnetic signature. The life you want isn't out there somewhere, waiting for you to find it. It's right here, existing as a wave of potential, waiting for you to tune into its frequency and collapse it into form. You have everything you need. You've always had it. You just needed to remember. Now, go create your reality. Consciously, coherently, quantumly. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay grounded, stay coherent, and stay connected to the infinite field of possibilities. You've got this.